Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. Look, the sun! I'm so excited that the sun's out. I'm not usually a summer person, but it really does lift your mood when the sun is out. Anyway, today I thought I would do my hijab story because there have been a lot of questions about me wearing a scarf, why I wear a scarf, who I wear a scarf for, how long my hair is. I legitimately have to leave in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to make this as quick and as sweet and short but as educational as possible. So please do bear with me. So yeah, let's get to it. So I've been wearing a scarf since I was in secondary school. I was probably about 12 when I decided to try it, and it was around Ramadan time, so it was around the time people were fasting, and that's generally when people wear a scarf, kind of keep it on throughout the entire month, even if they don't wear it the rest of the year, which is completely fine and completely up to people if that's what they wanted to do. But I never did that. I knew that if I was going to wear it, I would wear it constantly. But it was a bit of a struggle. Like, I wasn't forced to wear it. My parents didn't force me, but it was like an inner struggle as to whether I wanted to or not. And growing up, I didn't just have Muslim friends. I had a mixed group of friends, especially when I first started wearing it. I think as I got older, the people who I hung around with were slightly different, so it made it a bit more easier. But at that time, I was very self-conscious, and there were times when I would not be completely 100% confident in wearing it. I would think that I would get name called. I thought people would look at me differently. I didn't think it suited me at first. I wasn't quite sure why I was doing it. I knew it was something that I wanted to try, so I gave it a go, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked the experience. It was very rewarding for me personally. As time went on, I realised that it actually didn't hinder what people thought about me. In fact, it went the opposite way. I realised that I was getting a lot more respect from people, looked at me differently. I was able to identify myself as a Muslim woman. It really helped me in like the clothing choices that I made, and it slowly but surely I began to make my confidence. It did help that I lived in a predominantly Muslim community, so it was mainly in school where like my confidence levels were a bit low at first, and there were times when I would like take it off for school and then wear it outside school. Yeah, that happened a couple of times, and I think that's just like the learning process of deciding whether wearing a scarf is something that you wanted to do or not. It's been the best decision that I have ever made. I feel more confident in myself as a person, more confident in myself as a woman. I felt like it gave me a lot more respect from other people. Does it make me better than other people? I don't think where I'm wearing a headscarf or not wearing a headscarf makes me better than a person. It just it instills in me confidence. It allows me to identify as a Muslim person, which is incredibly important to me. It allows me to feel a bit more dignified. In regards to things like my hair and do I regret wearing a scarf? No, I absolutely don't. Do I regret wearing a scarf? No, absolutely not. It's definitely a learning curve, and it's definitely something that it's a decision that people shouldn't take lightly, but if it's something that you want to do, I would highly recommend trying it, giving it a go, wearing it for maybe a day at a time, maybe wearing it in a certain area that you feel comfortable in, and seeing if that's something that you were interested in. I mean, I went to mosque up until the age of 16, and you have to wear a scarf when you're at mosque anyway. So I would have always have worn it in some capacity up until quite a late age if I didn't wear it regularly anyway. So it kind of just helps me along my personal spiritual journey, which I am so grateful for, and it allowed me to sort of stay on my the spiritual path that I thought was right for me, that I think is right for me, and that isn't necessarily the way everybody's spiritual journey goes. Like I just mentioned, I don't think it makes me a better person whether I wear a scarf or not. My sister doesn't wear a scarf. That doesn't mean anything to me at all. I still love her. I still think she's an amazing example to Muslim women. And there are other people in my family. I have friends who don't wear scarves. It doesn't necessarily. It's a very personal thing what it can bring you and what it can help you feel like, and how whole it can make you feel. It's not something that you demonstrate. It's not something that can be projected onto somebody else, but it's something that I am very much aware of in myself. And I think the confidence that it gave me, kind of in myself, in my person, allowed me to deal with a lot of things growing up. It allowed other people to see me differently as well. The fact that it gave me inner confidence meant that I was able to have outer confidence as well. You know, I've never worn it as a fashion accessory. If you know me throughout my entire life, I'm very slip-slack about how I wear it. It's only recently that I've experimented with different styles and things, just because I'm getting older. But growing up, I literally had one, maybe two scarves I wore regularly. Even now, I have like 5 that I rotate on a regular basis. The reason that I wear it and the way that it makes me feel goes a lot more deeper than how I look and how other people perceive me. I feel really whole when I wear it. There have been times where, like, my dad has gone to pick up my sister, and I would literally just put something over my head as opposed to like a full-on scarf like this. And even then, even though my hair is covered and my head is covered, it still feels different. Still feels like I need to add a little bit of something in there, and still doesn't feel like the pieces are jigged together for me personally. So it's definitely something that I would never change. And if you're somebody who is looking to wear one, definitely go for it. Don't hold back. Give it your all and see how it will transform and impact your life, not just outside but inside as well, which I think is the most important thing in the world. It's not the way that you look outside, it's the way that you look inside. I know there's a lot of stigma against people who wear scarves. I know that there are a lot of people who are worried about being affected by how you look from the outside world, from attacks and racial slurs and things like that. And there have been a couple of incidences, not necessarily to me, but to people who I know. But for the majority of the people out there, it's a sign you get more respect than anything. You get more, people appreciate where you're coming from, and they're a lot more respective of your religious choices. For example, I don't really need to, when I'm at work, I don't really need to explain why I don't drink. It's kind of like understood that I don't drink, and that's absolutely fine. And also when I don't eat like meat and things like that, it makes it a lot more easier for me to have that conversation with people, and little things like that, which makes a difference in my life. And people are completely fine and completely understanding and completely cool with the whole thing. So please, if that's something that is stopping you, please do not worry about that. There are things that you can do to help you if you do encounter any of those things, which I'll leave links to if I can find them in the description box below. But there are some great initiatives, and get involved in other community aspects as well, to help you feel not as alone. If you and your friend are thinking of doing it, maybe wear them together so you're not alone if that's something that bugs you. I have never met anybody who has worn a scarf because they want to, because their intention is in them, in their heart, and for it not to have a positive impact on them. If you're wearing it because somebody makes you want to wear it, or is telling you to wear it, or is pressuring you to wear it, that's wrong, because you're not doing it for the right reasons, first of all. And 2, it's not going to give you the fulfillment and the spiritual guidance and the inner peace that wearing a scarf gives you. when you make the choice completely 100% yourself. My parents never forced me to wear a scarf. None of my family members, external family members, pressured me to wear a scarf. I did get asked if I was thinking about wearing it, which prompted me to think about it. But this choice was mine, and I know if I decided tomorrow not to wear it, my parents, my family would not mind. They would still accept me, and they would still treat me in the same way that they treat me now. I would never do that because I'm very much at peace with how I look and how I feel in myself, and like I said, wearing a scarf completes me more than beyond it being just a piece of fabric. So I could never imagine doing that, but I know if I did, it wouldn't be a big thing as it can be for some people in some communities. So the intention behind wearing a scarf, if you're thinking about it, is completely important. But you're not alone, and if you are wanting to talk about the issues that you have surrounding wearing a scarf, all my social channels, including my email address for confidentiality, will be linked in the description box below. I promise it will be linked in the description box below. It always is anyway. Please do drop me an email, and I promise to respond to every single one that I get with questions as to why I wear a scarf, or why any problems that you have, or any concerns, or any, not reservations, but any questions that you have surrounding the topic of wearing a hijab. Even if you're not a Muslim and you want to know a little bit more as to why we wear a scarf, what it symbolises, things like that, I am more than happy to do that. I have discussions on a regular basis, and I am very open to do that because that's the only way that subjects like this, religious topics from all religions, get solved, is by talking about them. And that's something that I am deeply passionate about. So please, if you have any questions at all, let me know. And if you're happy, you can leave it in the comments so other people can read your question and my answers too. But if not, email's the most secure way that nobody can see. But you can send me on Facebook, Instagram DMs, tweets, anything like that too. I am more than happy to open up any of my platforms for you to have this discussion. If you want me to talk to you a little bit more about any similar topics like this, let me know in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to tackle them as well. And if you're starting your scarf journey, or if you are thinking about wearing a hijab, good luck. I wish you all the best. And even if you're not, and you are on your own spiritual journey, I wish you, regardless of whether you're wearing a hijab or not, I wish you all the best on your spiritual journey. And I will see you guys next week for, I think, which will be a haul. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you soon. Bye.